What's going on? I am Kevin Kenney, hanging out with Jack and Jack inside the Billboard offices here in New York City. How are you guys feeling today?
Great, man. How you
Amazing.
feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited to sit down with you guys because I've been up on you guys for a minute. You kind of blew up on Vine a number of years ago, but I want to take it even further back than that for starters. How long have you guys known each other?
Man, it's got to be 16 years at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 20 now.
Did you really?
Yeah, we met when I was 4, so
4, I was
16.
5.
Yeah, there you go.
You still remember it?
Yeah, exactly.
Of
I actually
course.
remember the very first time we met.
Are you serious?
It was like right before kindergarten
They have
started.
kindergarten roundups, so like the kids aren't all awkward on the first day, you know, because it's your first time.
Is it like orientation, like college orientation?
Exactly,
for kindergartners?
exactly. Except there's
Actually-
like 16 of us.
He was kind of like really weird back then.
Oh yeah, I was,
He walked up to me and like sniffed me and then asked me to be his friend because he liked the way I smell.
yo,
It's like
at
that.
4 years old, that's just like how you meet people.
Is that how you
I saw
roll?
my dog do it, and I was like, it must be right. Yeah.
We were like the weirdest kids though, and we were wearing the same shirt actually the first time we met each
Yeah.
other.
No, you weren't.
Yeah,
We were.
the
We
same
actually
kind
were.
of shirt. You
Same
weren't
kind of
like
shirt.
Well, okay,
It was
li-
a Gap shirt, you know.
Okay.
Gap, and
Yeah.
he had a red one and I had a blue one. And it was just
Okay.
like the basic Gap tee. And
Wow.
yeah, we just kind of bonded. We both realized our names were Jack. We
That's
were
like
wearing the same
branding
shirt.
from the jump.
Well, because
That is
you
God.
have like the name tag, and I'd say Jack G, his is Jack G. I'm like, dude, what? We got the same name.
You know how you just become friends over nothing when you're little.
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
littlest things. And so, right there was already 2 little things, and so we were just like instantly best friends.
That's so
Just
wild,
never looked
man.
Yeah, 16 years.
Now, I mean, obviously now you guys have such a bond through friendship and music. Was music an early bonding thing between you two?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah?
yeah. I mean, Jack and
Definitely.
I think our musical preferences, like we listen to the exact same stuff currently, but
Okay.
I think that's because we always listened to the exact same stuff growing up because
Always.
we're always with each other. And
See, that's so interesting though to me because you guys, you don't perform the same way, right? Like you're more,
Definitely
you're more
not.
hip hop, you're more rap. You
Yeah.
know, you got the flows on the songs. You're more melodic. You got the singing down.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
But you guys listen to the same kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah. Because I mean, me, like, I'll never like claim to be a singer, but I love singing. I love listening to melodies.
And you
Yeah.
recognize good melodies, like you can still hear what is good and what is not.
Yeah,
you know?
and I like a good R&B song just as good as I like a good hip hop song. You know?
Right.
And so like I'm very open-ended when it comes to music. And
Okay.
He was always like, we would be in the, I remember specifically when he turned 16, because he was the first one to drive out of us two. And it was March of whatever, 2009 or 2000, I don't know when you, maybe I'm way
2012,
wrong.
March 12.
2012. And he had this little white Mazda, and we would always cruise around and just drive, because that was like cool to do. We would have nowhere to go, but we would just drive around and play new music. And he would always like be putting on, you know, like Outkast throwbacks or,
Okay.
or
A lot
you know,
of
showing me
reggae.
who Big Boy was or showing me who Eminem was. And then of course, the reggae was huge as well,
Like,
because
those are all the shows we would go to growing up. Like
he had an older
concerts.
brother, and he was big into the reggae scene. He was
And then
like
Connor, our friend, was
Connor,
huge.
yeah, Connor was showing us, and then that got me specifically. I remember like personally to really dive into reggae, and I would always look up all this
But it kind
reggae
of got like
music.
outside of reggae. It kind of got like the whole pepper, you know,
Right,
like
ska.
yeah, like kind of ska. And it's like,
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
punk rock. But then, yeah, then we came back to it, and then it was we were always listening to the urban stuff and the
Yeah.
rap and
In the
whatnot.
mix, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
We went through a crazy reggae phase.
Crazy.
What kind of hip hop are you listening to? Because you got some crazy flows on this EP we're going to talk about in a little bit. I mean, I don't want to say like Eminem-esque, but like they're fast. They're very.
Oh, yeah.
I say Eminem just because they're very fast and you
The
rap very
articulation,
quickly.
yeah, of
Yeah, the
course.
articulation's there for sure, and they're just so quick. So who are you listening to that inspired you on how to rap?
I mean, you already named one right there.
Okay.
He like back in the day, I used to steal my brother's iPod. Like
Okay.
this was before my mom let me listen to explicit music, and I would sneak into his room like when he was already asleep, and I would put on "Lose Yourself," and that was like I remember that was the first song I ever memorized.
Okay.
I just love the way he raps so fast, and so he was a huge inspiration. Lil Wayne definitely in terms of like
Yeah.
punchlines, metaphors, just like
Mhm.
saying things in a different way that nobody said them. And then you already said like Outkast, Andre 3000
Andre,
is
yeah.
like just,
His
in
flows
terms
are
of
just
flow,
impeccable,
just
bro.
intricate, like stuff that
Yeah.
you can't even copy if you tried, you know. And so he's someone who really inspired me to have just the most original flow possible.
Do you have a favorite verse of all time?
Favorite verse of all time?
Yeah.
16 by Rick Ross and
And
Andre 3000.
16,
All right.
Andre's verse. He's like summer 88.
Or was it 89? Or was it winter time? Oh, never mind.
And
In
my
my
boom,
room.
boom and giant Cool J album covers. with crazy
Girls on construction paper.
I'm trying to
Get my
neighbor.
I'm trying to get my grades up.
Yeah.
You put a beat on that.
It's
That's
just
amazing.
a crazy flow though. Like
Yeah.
his flow, like he tells a story and like just
Such
the
a story.
The
Like
imagery he puts in
I
your
can
head.
see him as a 12-year-old Andre 3 Stacks, just like in his room, summer '88. Like I just yeah, like I don't
wasn't
know.
winter time.
He's just drawn on construction
But that's
paper.
definitely my favorite verse of all
That's
time.
crazy. Now, Jack, what are you listening to growing up? Because he's super into hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, is anything directly influencing how you approach music?
I mean, I would think there's like 2 elements that went hand in hand to kind of really help inspire me in a unique way was seeing a live performance and then putting one of my favorite songs after seeing that live performance in my head. And that person would be, well, U2 and Bono specifically, because that was my very first concert in 2005, and I went and saw
crazy.
U2 and Kanye West. Kanye opened for U2, and everyone was like, who is this guy? Like, what?
Yeah.
And I didn't know, so I really, like, I went early and I saw Kanye perform, and I was like, who is this guy? Okay, like when he's played Gold Digger, everyone was like, we want prenup, and I was like, okay, like what is this? I'm like,
you had heard his songs on
I'm
the radio,
9 years
I'm sure.
old. Yeah, of course I've heard him, but I never knew the words or anything.
You're like, Mom, what's a prenup?
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on?
No idea. That song went over my head for a long
But I
time.
would still chant that, you know? And then, you know, Bono and Edge and all of U2 came out, and they just had this presence about them on stage specifically that I remember was just like, he had a great message coming forward, and at the same time, all these people were like, they couldn't look away. They were so captivated by everything that all 4 of the members did on stage. And that combined with like just their music, like specifically, there's a song called Beautiful Day, and I just remember I would always listen to Beautiful Day with my dad, and we both just sing it, and he knew like the drum part, and I knew Bono's part. And so that's just one specific band that I would listen to. I could give you endless amount of artists just because there are so many great people in this world, inspiring people nowadays. But that was when I was like 9 years old. That's when I was like, I want to sing, man. I want to be Bono. So that's the guy, yeah.
So let's fast forward just a little bit here. You guys kind of blew up on Vine, right? Now, when you like post your first, did you have your different accounts, or did you have like one account?
I didn't have an
He didn't
account.
have an account. It was just
Okay.
like, it was
I didn't
Jack
know
Johnson
about
for a
Vine.
little bit.
Okay.
And I think we were like, he started hopping in some of my Vines, and we started getting this little local buzz, like in Omaha. You know,
Okay.
just a random like friend would revine it, or you know,
Alright.
nothing over like 100 likes. It was all just like kind of
Yeah.
below that, but like still more likes than the average kid, I guess.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
right.
I remember there was a time specifically, like in this moment while you're in this part of the story, I was at, I don't know, some place eating food in Omaha, Nebraska, and someone came up to me. I had just been in one of his Vines, and they asked me if I knew Jack J, because that's his account. It was his account, and I was with my other buddy, Mike, and we just like started laughing. We were like, what? Like,
I've never heard this.
yeah, and he was like, if she was like, you know, Jack, you were in Jack J's Vine, right? And I was like, yeah, like what? And that was the first time that I had experienced someone being like noticed me, and it wasn't even my account, it was just Jack J's account, and it was one Vine that I was in, and he was getting like 60, 70, 100 likes, and that was like a ton of likes at the time, which I know that's where you were, sorry, I had to cut you off.
No, but then yeah, so once we hit 1,000 followers on there, or once I hit 1,000 followers, we switched the name to Jack and Jack, because he was just recurring in pretty much all of them. And we're like, let's just post them as joint ones.
Yeah,
and
do a team thing.
Just kept posting every single day, and just took it from there, you know.
Was there a moment where you realized like, oh, this is blowing up? Like, this isn't just our friends. This isn't just people recognizing me around town.
Yeah.
Like, this is a global thing now. Was there a moment?
Yeah, we posted this one that like went like just out of control viral. Like the Huffington Post reposted it. Like that iFunny. Like I didn't even know what iFunny was, but I guess it was where these kids would all get their like
Right.
comedy content from. They reposted it, and
There were all these memes I saw, like I would stumble upon, not even searching for Jack and Jack, it would just be on my feed, like scrolling through my friends' stuff,
and so we saw that getting like a lot more notoriety outside of just Vine. And so we were like, yo, like, what's going on?
we just didn't know the possibility. I feel like that was in a time where people had come from social media and been successful, but no one had really like used it fully as a platform. They would just, maybe they had a YouTube video that got found and then they blew up as an artist, but really like we were blowing up on social media. So it was very brand new and we didn't really know what to think of it all. But then I would say specifically, you said, what was the moment that you noticed, man, this is real, like this is for real? Because you can only see so much online. You see the numbers and you see the comments, and
But what does that translate?
it's great, it's amazing, but then we go to this event in Dallas that our buddy Cameron invited us to, and he's like, just come out and see if you like it, let's meet some fans, and just like, if you don't ever have to come back, but you're not gonna lose anything, like we'll pay for your flight, just come and
Freaking, you know,
see what's up. And so we go to Dallas, and when we show up at the airport, actually no, this wasn't even at the airport
The
because it was
Mexican
secret.
restaurant.
When we show up at the Mexican restaurant, there were like 2,000-3,000 girls because of like we were hanging out with just other people who were
Also influencers.
big on social media and whatnot. So like all of our fans kind of like came into one fandom at the time. And when we saw all those fans in public and in person, it was just like so real.
Unreal.
When you
Yeah,
heard those
yeah.
screams,
Yeah, put a human touch to all of it.
So we never knew that it would actually, you know, we can sell tickets and these fans will actually come and wait for us for hours. Like we never knew that. So not summer, but like fall of 2014, that was like really eye-opening. We never knew that'd be like
So
that.
when does the aspiration become from being social media famous, if that ever was the aspiration,
Right.
to this music deal?
Yeah, I mean, so like if you I know our Vine profile is deleted now because like Vine just got the knife in the back, you know. I know it.
Yeah.
But so if you can go back as far as like, you know, the beginning of our page, and like you'll see just random like 6-second covers thrown throughout the mix. You know, like a good probably like 5-10% of them were just random singing covers or like us doing something
Yeah,
musical.
just popular songs at the time, and I would sing and he'd play piano.
And I mean,
or,
he was always in show choir, and like I was already like really like writing raps to myself. I was very self-conscious about it at this point because like I was just this little like 5-foot white kid at the time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed very out of place. Like, you know, and
yeah.
I knew I would have gotten so much shit from my friends for it.
Especially when you started in 8th grade, like where are you gonna go with this dude?
Exactly. Yeah. And like we're in Nebraska, there's not really an industry there, so like I was just very kind of self-conscious about it.
But
as
I would
much as
say.
love. But yeah,
I would say that it was never the aspiration. We never had an aspiration to become social media famous. That was like never even a thought in our mind. And then obviously we accepted the fact that it happened because we we weren't mad about that at all. It was it was a blessing. But
and that I think allowed us to like be reached out to by like certain local producers like who are like, yo, you guys, we see these little covers that you're making, like these 6-second loop-in things. Like, have you guys thought of making an original? And we're like we never thought that it was a thing. You know, we didn't know where to even
like
find a studio.
Omaha, Nebraska. Like, where do you go to record a song?
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, I'll go back and listen to like our OG songs, like the first few things we put out, and like I will just like cringe to my core, you know, just because I can see how like how unconfident I was in myself.
Yeah.
And I think like the fans were such a big thing, a big reason why we became confident in ourselves. You know, they saw the vision really, and as much as I don't like our earlier music, like it shows progression, and I'm glad it's out there because you can see where it started 3 years ago and where it's at now. And right now we're fully confident in our music.
And you should be. I mean, you've sold over 1.5 million records around the world. You've worked with some huge heavyweight producers. I want to touch on two specific really quick and find out what they taught you. First is Pooh Bear. That's somebody who Justin Bieber champions till the day is long.
I mean,
what's one takeaway that Pooh Bear?
So one thing I learned from Pooh Bear for sure is if you have any sort of idea in your head, like just put it down in a note.
Yeah.
Literally. Like,
or in a voice memo, like he always does that too.
This man had his notepad filled with like just 600, 700 concepts.
He had so many concepts. He was like, "Do you like that?" And he would say, "Like, do you like this one?" And I'd be like, "Well, I mean, tell me about it."
We can run with that. But yeah, so like he just he definitely just taught me to make sure you write your ideas down and don't let them just like slip off into the air.
Yeah,
you know?
and to go with that, I know he always in those. I think it was like
he was like coaching you in the booth. What did he
in the booth? I mean, just in the booth, he always taught me to just have a stream of consciousness, just like have it flow, and what you're feeling, don't hide that. Like put it on paper or put it into an audio file, or go in the booth and just sing about what your life is like, whether it's real words or just melodies. You're gonna find something beautiful if it's really coming from the heart. And so I think he just taught me to be passionate about everything that I'm doing in the studio. You know, sometimes I think one day I was just kind of down. And like, you know, sometimes you're in a dark room and it's 90 degrees in Los Angeles. Like, I want to be outside, man. But then it's like, he kind of sat with me and he's like, dude, like, do you want to be here? And I was like, well, you know, like, yeah, I really do. I want to inspire people. I want to make this world a better place. And he's like, well, dude, this is what it takes. You got to be in here and you got to like really like bring your emotions through so people can, you know, relate and live through you or whatever it is. So he taught me to just like, don't take anything for granted. Be passionate and just put it all out there right now, because that's the only time you have is right now. Yeah. So he was awesome. He was amazing to work with.
One other name I got to throw out there really quick. Called you guys the future Timberland. What was it like working with Timberland?
The man.
Timberland is the guy.
Really inspired me just because like he's someone you can just really soak up knowledge from. He's worked with everybody, you know, JT. Like,
literally everybody.
And he was the type of guy who's like, yo, like I saw, like he would work with Eminem when Eminem was young, and like he was like, yo, like not ever, I would never compare myself to him. Like that dude is the best rapper in the world, like hands down. But he was like, yo, I see something in you that I saw in him when I was working with him. And that alone, when he said that, just inspired me so much. Because like, that's my favorite.
Because you know he worked with Eminem like really before he was like Eminem, you know? So like it's just insane
and
that he said that to you.
On a certain verse, he's like, you got to come in how Eminem came in on the Dr. Dre song where he's like...
You probably know immediately.
So on Last Thing, which is the one we actually did with Pooh Bear, it's like, I'm like, I just want to have a good time with you, baby. Tell me why did you say what you just said? And that was off Eminem and Dr. Dre's song where he comes in nowadays, everybody want to talk.
He's got something to say.
He's like, you should come in like that. Like, that would be cool. And I'm like, ooh, I like that flow. Yeah. Like, maybe I can do a twist on that.
But you didn't completely copy it, which was
no, of course.
Amazing.
Of course. But, like, he just kind of opened my eyes to, like, my true abilities. And, like, he really just made me believe in myself that much more. So.
That's beautiful, man. That's awesome.
No, I would agree. Like, he just, like, was so inspiring, both Pooh Bear and him, especially when we were all four in the room together. It was, like, this energy that, I mean, they're legends, man.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Gone EP really quick. Why did you title it Gone, first of all?
Well, funny story. We were going to call it Fields at first.
We were going to call it Fields. For like a good 2 months, we were set on it.
If not longer, yeah. Like, and something happened where, like, our music video director, he also works very closely with Calvin Harris. He's great friends with him, does a lot of his videos. He did the Gone video, and he was like, yo, Calvin's coming out with a new song called Fields.
Yeah, Fields. Might want to back off Fields, right?
outside of that, feels was kind of already like an outdated term in a way. You know, like social media kind of like picked it up and like beat it to death, and then you know.
Definitely.
And so we're like, what else could represent this project as a whole? And Gone, like we were just all throwing out words in a group chat, just like hundreds of words.
Hundreds, literally.
Did you want it to be one word?
One word.
We knew it wanted to be one word, and this was like, it sounds bad. This was like 2 days before the project came out. But
right before the artwork was needed to be submitted, like the deadline for the artwork.
But we thought Gone worked because Gone not only, okay, so it says gone, right? Gone, gone. So gone means it's in the past. This relationship that we're talking about, the whole conceptual element of this project is the arc of a relationship and how it begins, and in the middle how it is,
and how what you once had is now gone.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what it means. It's like, you know, the feelings that I once had for you are gone. We are gone.
And then at the same time, we kind of wanted to represent not fully like us, but we felt like this is a new chapter in you know, our like career, and we felt like, you know, we hadn't put out music in a while. So not that we're gonna completely isolate and neglect our past, but like
in a way, like
us are gone, you know, and it's like this is like who we really are. We felt like before this, we were kind of making music specifically for people to like love, like maybe
for other people.
Yeah, for other
Not for
people, like a
ourselves.
specific demographic of people to love, and now we feel like that's gone, and we're making music that we love.
Yeah, you're evolving.
And making music that you love, in turn, people really gravitate towards that, and they can tell when you're passionate about it.
Right.
And so, yeah, this is the first project we really like love to bump in the car for our friends, and
Yeah,
like we weren't scared to play any songs or like
We really love the project.
Yeah, and so in a way, yeah, like the old Jack and Jack were gone, who were making music for others, not for themselves.
That's
so.
cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, was there one relationship that inspired the whole thing? Was it just like a?
I would say it's like a conglomeration of, I mean, I know like in between us two, there's probably 4 relationships that we pulled from in our minds.
A little bit of that, a little bit
of this.
No,
a little bit of
definitely.
that.
And
Some are uglier than
honestly,
others.
I would pull some stuff from like his relationship
Right.
that was currently going on when I was still single too, like from what I observed in a way. And like,
and vice
then
versa.
and then like of course like, you know, we had our exes in high school or whatever. Like randomly I would think about like some specific bar, like
and even though they weren't like the most serious relationships, it was like those were our feelings at the time.
Definitely.
Whether we were or not, we felt so connected to those people, and when we broke up, you know, we did go through those emotions that anybody does when they go through when they break up. So that's how people ask, like, how did you write a conceptual project about so many different stages of relationship when you can only be in one stage yourself? But that's how I would say is we just pulled from
and like
past relationships.
and then like for example in 2 Cigarettes, like that song, it's like we were thinking about, okay, so like, you know, we're these kids who like, you know, we go out and party sometimes, like the only time like we would ever smoke a cigarette is if we've like had a little bit of drink or something, you know, straight up. And a lot of people are the same way. A lot of people like
or if you're like depressed and you're in a tough spot in your life, is like, shit, I just need a buzz. Like,
and so we're like, that song came from the perspective of this girl has you so emotionally fucked up that like that you resort to like smoking cigarettes because you don't even know how else you can alleviate the pain that she's putting you through. You know, it's like that's how emotionally distressed she has you. And like I smoke 2 cigarettes, but I don't even smoke though. And now the sun's coming up, and I'm halfway sober. You know, when you mix like the alcohol and the heartbreak, like
it's
know,
like
you do
6
stupid
a.m.
things.
You're depressed. The sun's. You hear the birds chirp. You're like, I should be asleep right now, but you got me fucked up. Like I need to smoke this cigarette. And it could be a metaphor for a lot of different things. You know, you don't have to smoke cigarettes to listen to that song.
Yeah.
I don't. But it's like sometimes you're in that place, and like the point is you're pushed to a place where you feel like you have no control.
And there's nothing you can do to alleviate this heartbreak. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just a lot of different places
Yeah.
you can gain.
I wouldn't say
inspiration
one specific relationship. I wouldn't say that it's like, I know that was your original
No,
question.
yeah,
and we
no,
completely
but like
went
I'm
off.
glad we talked about it because that's my
Yeah.
favorite track off the EP. It's the last track off the EP, and it's a really nice close to the story that you guys tell on Gone. And then I want to talk really quick though about something cool you guys are doing in August with us.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hot 100 Fest. It's gonna be going down at Jones Beach, Long
so
Island,
stoked.
New York. Tickets are available right now. You guys, I believe, are
I'm
going to
so
be there on the
excited.
Sunday, which is August 20th. What can we expect from that live show of yours?
Man, I mean, you can expect a lot of this new EP, of course.
Yes. A lot of energy. I'm gonna just say that straight off the bat because this is the biggest show that we've done in a very long time. We haven't been out in front of crowds that much recently, and we're just so excited to not only get back on the road, but specifically for this show because we know that New York, I mean, we see our fans in the city, and I know that they'll drive 40 minutes to Jones Beach to come see it. So I know it's gonna be a very hype show.
And on top of that, like a lot of people have never heard these songs in their live arrangement.
Yeah.
Like the live arrangement, seriously, like some of these songs turn into like rock songs. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Jones behind.
I feel like the Red Hot Chili
It's
Peppers
crazy,
up there
man.
sometimes. Yeah,
it's
like,
crazy.
crazy.
Like it's really like a whole like you feel like you're listening to the same track, but like a different version of it in a way.
Yeah.
And it's really dope. It's
That
like
is really
I'm just
cool.
excited for the fans to see, I guess. And then of course we're we're hopefully gonna have a few singles out by then with our label at that point, just like pushing them to radio. So hopefully we have something spinning by then. And yeah, fingers crossed. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, best of luck. Again, the EP is awesome. It's called Gone. It's available everywhere right now. Jack and Jack, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.